So I returned that made in China piece of junk disc mulcher and got this instead. This is the Annihilator from RUT Manufacturing, and I've had an opportunity to test it out already, and it is a monster. It does annihilate like it says it does. This is 100% made in America. All of the pieces are cut at RUT Manufacturing and assembled, welded. And today I'm at a property here that is somewhat overgrown. I cut this property earlier in the year, and it's pretty well grown back. So I'm going to take this machine through there, clean up all the overgrowth, and let's get started on that. Put that back so we don't miss it. Now I had video of the disc mulcher being delivered. However, I inadvertently ran over my GoPro with my skid steer, and it is now crushed and destroyed. But no worries about that, because I subscribe to the GoPro Plus membership, and they offer free, well, not free replacement, but they do offer a damage replacement policy for the GoPros. It's $100 for my model to replace it, and it's no questions asked. So that's awesome. Here comes my buddy. He's gonna take some drone footage for me. This mulcher is a beast. It is very, very heavy. The shipping weight was 2,600 pounds. It's probably every bit of 2,500, 2,600.
Good morning, brother.
Hola, mi amigo. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Just cuts through these trees like nothing. The landowner doesn't want the big ones cut, but he doesn't mind about the small ones. Sorry about the angles not being great. I'm trying to do this with one hand. I ran over my GoPro, as I mentioned earlier. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 week process before I get that thing back. Now I'm just cutting a little trail because the client's got kids and they like to do some exploring. See if I can get this branch off of here. Alright, here we go. I'm really happy with this machine so far. It's definitely seems to be what's needed without breaking the bank. There were definitely other models to choose from. Like I said, I'm not trying to break the bank. This John Deere machine was very expensive. Something that was way more outside my comfort zone in getting a loan for. So to add another $30,000 or $40,000 on top of that, I mean, I know the money can be made up, but you know, I'm just starting out with doing this, and I just want to make sure that, you know, financially I'm comfortable with carrying this load of financial responsibility. So this machine was, or not the machine, the brush cutter was very affordable. You know, I did start off with that TopCat, which is manufactured in China. It was $7,800 with tax and shipping. So that's very reasonable, you know, about the cost of a brush cutter. But as you saw in the earlier video, that it had a horrible vibration, and it would have shook this machine apart, the arms, the bushings, everything. So thankfully the seller was willing to take it back, and I'll you know, definitely props to that guy. I bought it on eBay, and he did have a return policy. I had to pay for the freight to ship it back, but I'd much rather be out $700 than $8,000 with something that I couldn't use, basically a big Chinese boat anchor. This machine was, not the machine, this cutter, this disc mulcher, this was twice the cost. It was, with the cost of having to ship the other mulcher back, the freight, I added that onto the cost of this mulcher, and the total was $16,800. And I tell you, you know, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. It's a really good machine, really good attachment. High quality. Everything is CNC machined and laser cut at the factory and then welded together. So big props to RUT Manufacturing for offering an affordable attachment that is highly useful and very capable of doing what all the other ones can do at a fraction of the cost. Alright, so I'm just going to clean around this oak tree here, and I think I'm going to be wrapped up. Most of this could have been done with a brush cutter, because I had cleaned this property earlier in the year, like I had said earlier. So a lot of it's just overgrown grasses and things. But the owners wanted some trails cut for their kids, so I decided to use the disc mulcher. My trailer's not big enough to have both of them on there, so my only one complaint is that the skid steer shoe doesn't quite fit in the brackets. I'm gonna have to call them and address that with them. I'd say that bracket, piece of bracket that clamps onto the plate there is probably a ½ inch too narrow. Kind of cool thing about this mulcher is that if you've got some high spots in the ground, you know, I'm working with just some sandy materials, sandy, very little clay, virtually no clay, mostly sand. Is that, you know, for general little high spots, this thing will actually shave it down. Of course, you don't want to spend all the time shaving high spots because that's going to make your teeth dull, but with the occasional little dirt mound that gets in the way, it'll shave it right down. Considering doing a drum mulcher and just spending the money, but I think that ultimately this is going to be a better choice. That's the property line right there. This guy's got 2.5 acres. I don't know where the other property line is. I have yet to find it. That does it for this video.